Hello there. I want to demonstrate how you are going to use the new asset management for the East Africa. So if you already do not have the link, you should ask me to provide to you. But this is found at a team drive on your Google Drive, and then you are going to choose your country. And for instance, if you're in Uganda, so you can double click on Uganda and you will see a folder asset management, and you find this Google Sheet. So let's open that. So yeah, and this is how it looks like. Now, I just pre-loaded some data before. So there are a number of tabs. I think a few of them. So, but we are mainly going to be using the check-in and the on-site. So the lists are automated. We might improve them in future. So, for instance, I want to see if to show how we can check in some equipment and how we can change or when we are at the site, what kind of information we are going to include here. So for the check-in, normally this happens when you have new components. Let's say meter or TAHMO shipped you some component. So the first thing is that you, before anything else, once you receive them, you want to put the data of those equipment on the asset management system. And how you do that? So let's add a few of them. So here, so I'm going to add, let's say you receive a new station, an ATMOS and a logger. So today is 23rd. So I'm going to show, so once you add the date, you can select the ATMOS. Then here you put the serial number. My internet is a bit slow. Not sure why. So this is not going to work. Yeah. So put the serial number of the station. Let's say it's 41 123 000, then 1234. Then ATMOS do not have password, so you can jump to that. But you also need to check the firmware version for the station that you, for the ATMOS you received. So you use a pro check in this case, so feed that. This is really important. And then you can also state under which project you receive the equipment. Normally this is communicated to you before the equipments are shipped. So you can say, for instance, this is, let's say the meter project. Or let's change this to agriculture project. So, and then you also received an logger. This case is Z6. Z6 have a ID Z6 starting with Z6. So let's say 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one have password, so you can put maybe 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, something like that. And they also have a firmware version. Just put in a bit figure. So let's say this is for the agriculture project. So if you also buy some equipment like the some tools, maybe some pliers, also check in here and the dates that you received it. Then this will be your database of all the components that you have in your country at any given time. So that's all about the check-in. So again, yeah, just one more thing is that if you have more equipment, you want to have them divided. It's important that you put the ATMOS and also the logger, each of them, its specific details. So you don't just put 180 MOS. And if you received 20, so we expect to have 20 of the 80 MOS and the specific date that they received and the project under which you receive that, and also the firmware version. So once you check them in, then you go to the site. So to install them, and I added a few of them here. So normally this one, we expect that it's mainly going to involve the ATMOS, the loggers, and the batteries. This is where we have most of the activities going on the site, and also the firmware update. So if, for instance, on a future date, let's say on 25th, you go to the field because you already received the Z6 2345. So you go to install that. So you're also going to choose that, the Z6. Then this is going to fetch the data from that tab. This is a bit of internet issue, so let me just see that. And they are only, so 2345 is the one that came later. And then at the site you install this. So you are going to state that it is installed, and you say at which site. So for instance, I can say Nakuru. And if at the same day you updated the firmware, you can still include that. So at the site, I'm just assuming, but you updated the firmware the same day. So initially it was version 2.13, but now you put it to 2.15. So just put the numbers just like that. It will be enough. So here what we expect is that you will not delete any of these records. So this is going to give us a history of how each of these equipment is moving to the field. Maybe at a certain time in future, let's say in 2019, somewhere in future date, this Z6 becomes 40. So all you need is to state its ID number, and if you recover it from the field, if it is, and then you're going to state here on the remark that maybe you recovered. You can say it's 40 with sensor not working. Scheduled to be shipped back. And so what we are saying is that you will keep on updating this on all the equipment that you interact with them in the field. And this is going to be to help us to do a better analysis in terms of which equipment you have, which equipment are failing how many times, and how many times you have visited that equipment. And this data is going to be very, very helpful also in feeding back to the meter to understand how the equipment that we purchase from them is performing. So that's all for now. I would request that you do a number of tests about this platform, and before we deploy it officially, you can also send us some feedback on what you think need to be improved, or other flexibilities that you think that we can include. And just a final thing, there are a number of other tabs here. You don't have to do anything with any of these tabs. They are simply going to use the filter code so that they can draw information from here, and then we can be able to know, for instance, how many equipment that you have that are 40, how many have you replaced. This all is going to be displayed in these tabs, but we are going to add those functionalities. It is as we go along, and maybe others also. For instance, others I envision here, if you put others. So the new status, for instance, a station gets stolen. One of it was stolen here in Kenya. So you can put others, and then you put a comment here that that's how the station is no longer at the site, and these are the reasons. So that's pretty much about how you're going to be using the asset management system. Hoping to receive your feedback. So thanks.